Yo, welcome back to some more battles. We are in the Open Great League today, and we have a team suggested from our local, and we are going to be trying out the Regidrago paired with the Diggersby and the Stunfisk. So we catch a move, ends up being the Braver, so that was a pretty decent catch right there, and they swap into their Ghost Shadow Dusknoir. So we are gonna have to just let this go. Dynamic Punch is going to go through, but it doesn't KO, and that is huge because the Stunfisk has somehow got the switch and forced their talent to come back out. We know this talent needs a little bit more energy to get to a move, so we fire off the breaking swipe and we force out the switch into the Morpeko. So GG's Strapon able to win that game with, honestly, the Stunfisk. The Stunfisk did the most, tanked the move, got 2 moves, and won the switch somehow. Okay, Shadow Magazone into the Regidrago, pretty decent. However, it's going to be even better if we can catch it into the Diggersby. Didn't catch the Wild Charge, but it ends up being the Mirror Shot. And they are switching into their Talonflame. Talonflame going to be decent against our Diggersby. However, we did get a good chunk of damage to go off. And they actually go for the Flame Charge. And that's going to allow us to get to another Scorching Sands. And looks like our opponent is going to have to think about shooting this move or losing this energy. They decide to shield it, take that energy advantage into our Regidrago. Regidrago didn't quite have the move, so we have to shield here in order to farm it down. Oh, and now we see the Stunfisk into the Azu, as the Regidrago does not want any part of the Azumarill. However, our opponent is staying in, so maybe we have some play. Okay, and they shield. We definitely have play now. That's pretty good indication that the Stunfisk is going to be at least valuable. We don't know how valuable. We gonna have to tank this move. Ice Beam is decent damage, doesn't quite KO though. And we get them in range of potential Breaking Swipe, I hope. We fire this Breaking Swipe and we do take out. And it looks like our opponent still has the Magnezone, so we are going to be able to fire off the Dragon Energy to take him out. So GG's Dark Opponent able to win that game with our Regidrago leading and closing the game for us, mainly because of our 2 tanks, Diggersby and the Stunfisk. The key was getting the Stunfisk into their Azu and kind of core breaking that Magnezone as well. So here we try to just farm up energy into this Abomasnow, and that's a huge core breaker. Our opponent does a great job of catching our move, and now it looks like our opponent is going to be able to fire off 1 move. Scold is used, takes us out easily from that range. And we have no choice but to go back into the Regidrago, as it has the energy advantage. And even this Dragon Energy will not KO because they're going to get to a move right here. We are going to shield this because realistically, this is our only way to take down that Abomasnow. So we shield it, keep the health decent, and we get the Breaking Swipe debuff. And that's actually really key because not only is it low enough that maybe we can farm it down later, but we also need to preserve our Regidrago. So here we go. We got the Feraligatr into the Stunfisk, but it looks like they can just shield it. Okay, they don't shield, but they are going to be able to take us out. But, oh, they go for the undercharge, and we do not allow them to get to a move, and we actually win the game with the farm down Regidrago. So GG's Tripona able to win that game with a horrible lead. That Abomasnow was a triple core breaker if I didn't see one, but luckily the Dragon Breaths came in clutch. Okay, Regidrago into the Dragalge, pretty good lead. They swapped into the Azu, and we actually have the Stunfisk for this. Otherwise, it would have been a pretty decent core breaker between the Diggersby and the Regidrago. So at least, worst case, we either win this or soft lose this, depending on the shield scenarios. And it looks like our opponent does invest a shield, and we are willing to fight for this because we want this at least low enough for a farm down of some sort. Another discharge is going to get through, and they are definitely in farm down range, so now we can just kind of catch a move. This is going to be the Ice Beam, and the Ice Beam takes a decent amount of damage into the Diggersby, but we have the energy advantage now heading into this matchup. We know that this Scorching Sands, and we get the debuff. That's huge. Now we're going to be able to get to another Scorching Sands. This is unshielded, and we know that this move here is going to be debuffed. Does it take us out? No, it doesn't. So we combo play, and it looks like the residual energy from this Regidrago is going to help us win the game because we get the breaking swipe, getting low enough for the farm down, and now they have to try to over farm. But we get to another breaking swipe for the win. So GG Star Opponent, able to win that game with our Regidrago again. It's just a really fascinating pick right now. Obviously got to watch out for the fairies and Azus, but just very flexible essentially. Here we have an interesting lead. We are going to, okay, they actually swap out for us, and we actually go into the Stunfisk. The Stunfisk here is going to be able to resist their fast moves, but this Earthquake, we probably still would have survived, but it felt like it was an obvious Earthquake, and we are just hoping that we can outpace them essentially. So we let this one go. Earthquake, we do survive it, and we actually see the Marrow come in. So they're going to switch out, and we're going to fire off the dragon move, and it looks like we did get a debuff, so that's really nice. Now we're going to be able to get to this dragon energy. They let it go, down goes the Marrow, and they look like they're in trouble now because their clocks are, we basically have 3 answers for 2.5, but this Regidrago has done a tremendous amount of work. Not only did we get it so low that it's going to be farmed down range, but now we have our Diggersby into their Blastoise. Probably our best matchup, to be honest, because of the bulk. We are going to fire off this Scorching Sands. Our opponent banks on not getting the debuff, but we do proc the debuff, and now we force them to switch out, but we just got to farm down, and down goes the team. So check out the team if you haven't already, and let us know if you enjoyed the video.